Hi, welcome back to day 21 of my Perfectly Imperfect Beautiful Life. And today I just want to talk about um, how we treat our family members. And I don't know what even made this come up for me, but when I have witnessed um, family members going to work and putting on their best face. And, sometimes we call this a mask, but they go to work being their higher selves. They're happy. They speak to everyone. They may hug. They do this in the community. They're super giving, super lighthearted, super forgiving, and even in religious settings as well. And then they will come home and be a totally different person. Like they'll be angry, they're frustrated, they're going off and doing all these kind of things. And the people who love them the most get the worst of them. But people who don't really know them well or probably could care less will get the best version of the person. And I'm thinking, how unfair is that? Like, why do we take for granted the people who love us the most in our homes, like speaking about our spouses, our children, our sisters and brothers? We will totally give them the lower half of us. And I have actually witnessed like relationships between sisters and brothers where, a sister will come in and she is just being hell on wheels, right? And because she has done this so much, the other sisters and brothers will say, "Oh, that's just the way she is. She's got attitude today." Is that okay? If she does it all the time, should it always be dismissed? Mm-mm. Especially not when you see like minutes later, this person can go in public with other people that she barely knows, and she's super nice and lighthearted with those people. And so So I do understand. I am very realistic in that, like, we can't go to work and just go off and say what's on our minds, right? Because there's a risk. The risk is potentially losing our job, um, potentially losing like work relationships, potentially not being able to grow in certain platforms or being respected. But why wouldn't we want that in our home settings? There's also risk in our home settings as well. The risk is number one, hurting somebody's feelings. Number two, if you are speaking to a child this way, this child repeating the same behaviors or the same patterns that you're giving them to their own children or to other people in the household. And that's a really, really huge risk. So I guess we need to, look at the risk on both sides. But again, for the people we love the most, I just think it's so ironic that they get the worst. And so I do understand also that there has to be somewhere that we release this, but this is where utilizing our tools comes in, right? We have to figure something else out to do to release that frustration. So, number one, that could be coming in and giving a disclaimer saying, telling y'all today, I'm not having a good day. I don't want to take it off on y'all, so I'm going to go in the room for a little while. Or getting a journal, or calling a friend who you can vent to, who is who gives healthy advice. And I don't know, taking a drive, going outside and putting your feet in the grass, listening to some really good music, listening to some hardcore music, whatever it is that's going to allow you to get it out. Exercise, go play a sport, go play a video game, but do something other than taking it out on a family member, especially a child. Um, I'm not even really sure, like I said, why this even came up for me today, but I just want us to be mindful on how we treat people who love us the most. And I will say that I'm not going to say that I'm removed from this, that I always practice healthy behaviors and use all my healthy tools. Um, but I'm working on it. So, we're all a work in progress, and we do need to figure out why it comes up and then why we do it with certain family members. I was thinking about this too. One of the things that's coming up for me now is there's a video that went around a while back with Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin where he talked about being a man and specifically being a black man and having to have one face in the public setting, and then which is usually the happy face, and then coming home. And he said that he should have been given permission to do that because he's not allowed to do it in the outside world. So at home, he should be able to be the full version of himself. But Nikki Giovanni argued with that, and she was basically saying, yeah, I get that the outside world, that you're not allowed to be that person and there are potential risks, but that doesn't mean you can bring it home and give us the worst version of yourself. We deserve the best version. So if you have to come home and put on a mask for us, then you need to do so. And he was saying, if I got to be fake out there, then why I got to be fake at home? And she was like, well, sometimes you're going to have to just do that because we deserve the best of you too. And so again, I'm not saying necessarily to be fake. Again, the disclaimer can come in, but also the tools can come in so that your family, you can demonstrate healthy practices for your family.